बाबा कहते हो यही बच्चे मेरे ताज तुम्ही, नैन के नूर लाड लो मेरी आवाज तुम्ही, मेरी दुनिया में तेरे दम से उजाला है, तुम्हारे साथ का अनुभव बड़ा निराला है।
भिन्न भिन्न प्रकार की ड्रिल करो, मन को बिजी रखो। और मनसा सेवा के लिए तो बहाना है ही नहीं, टाइम नहीं है बहन जी। क्या दफ्तर में बैठे बैठे 2 मिनट में सेवा नहीं कर सकते हो? इसके लिए जाना मुश्किल है, टाइम नहीं है, ये जो भी बहाना देते हैं ना, वो इसमें नहीं चलता है। इसलिए बाबा कहता है कि आप अपने मन को बिजी रखो। और बहुत काम है, कितना दुख बढ़ रहा है। देखा ना अभी जापान में कितने बेचारे दर बदर हो गए। लेकिन खुशी की बात है कि एक कहानी बताते हैं कि एक जगह आग लगी, लेकिन कहानी है एक बिल्ली थी वहां रहती थी, उसमें उसके पुंगरे सिर्फ रहे। तो हमने भी सुना इतना कुछ हुआ, लेकिन बाबा के बच्चे सब सेफ रहे। क्योंकि बाबा के बच्चों में सहन शक्ति भी है ना, खाना पीने का थोड़ा फर्क तो पड़ता है ना। लेकिन कोई को कुछ नहीं हुआ। आपस में संगठन करके सेंटर पर और ये एक दो को उमंग उल्लास बढ़ाते। तो उन्हों की भी इतनी हिम्मत रही ना। ऐसे आप हर एक दृढ़ संकल्प, हिम्मत, उमंग, उत्साह कभी नहीं छोड़। बाबा तो साथ है ना। बाबा को बाबा कहो, बाप हाजिर। कहते हैं ना, हजूर हाजिर है, सर्वव्यापी नहीं है। लेकिन जो याद सच्ची दिल से करते हैं, बाबा कहा, बाप हाजरा हजूर। तो ऐसे संतुष्ट रहना, कभी भी अशांति नहीं आवे मन में, क्योंकि अशांति दुख देती। और हमको बाबा ने अशांति ले ली, सुख शांति दे दी। वर्षा क्या है? सुख शांति शक्ति, उसको कायम रखो।
मधुबन की राहों में, बच्चों की निगाहों में, प्यार तेरा पाते, संसार तेरा पाते हैं। प्राण प्यारे बाबा अव्यक्त फिर भी साकार आते नजर, साकार आते हैं। मधुबन की राहों में, बच्चों की निगाहों में, प्यार तेरा
Om Shanti. Become an embodiment of success, one strength and one support. No matter how many obstructions come, you have been receiving success on the basis of one strength and one support, and you will continue to receive it. When you have the company of the Almighty Authority Father, all those trivial things end in such a way that it is as though they never existed. Even the impossible becomes possible because you have become the children of the Almighty Authority. All things are proved to be like pulling hair out of butter. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today's day 10. Become an embodiment of success. Today's topic, one strength and one support. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. Is everyone okay? Reflecting, churning. What is that one strength and one support? Whenever there are adverse situations more like obstacles, calamities, at that time, continue to maintain the firm determination that Baba is the one who is my strength and my support. If we maintain that, there are two things which, during that situation, one is a remembrance of Baba, as Baba said that I help. But other is also serving through the mind. Today Baba is saying even for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, share God's love, God's strength, God's support with others. Now our safety, our security, one is of course for the self, other is also for others. And I am seeing that Baba's strength and Baba's support can help us more. If I am thinking of serving, then only remembrance. If we can do both, remember Baba, but also not just for my safety, not for just my success, but our success. I have to be victorious, but everyone has to be victorious. So what you will get from Baba will not be just strength, but support, and definitely success. It's so interesting while listening to Avek Baba in two Murlis previously just now. The thought was coming in my mind that we generally say, let's remember Baba. But when you are serving others, Baba gives you more strength and Baba gives you more support. So Mansa Seva, as Baba said, even for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, even if you are busy, even if you are at work, but you must do it. It's so interesting when you will do that. Then Baba's strength, or as Baba said, even the impossible becomes possible, whether it is calamity of fire or calamity of earthquake or drought or flood, would be any calamity. Or calamity just in the form of people's nature, different situations. So whatever happens, just keep giving good wishes. Just keep remembering who is my strength. My strength is one Baba. So it's not only one Baba. My strength is Baba. My support is Baba. This awareness is very important. So Baba is saying no matter how many obstructions come, you have been receiving success on the basis of one strength and one support. You will continue to receive it. You receive it, but Baba is saying you will continue to receive it. When you have the company of Almighty Authority Father, all those trivial things end in such a way that it is as though they never existed. Even the impossible becomes possible because you have become the children of Almighty Authority. So all the things prove to be pulling hair out of the butter. Mama always used to give this example in the midst of whatever, of conflict, of any situation. But if you remember Baba, you will feel that you have been able to pull whatever situation is, you come out of that in the same way as a hair will come out of the butter. Other example which Mama used to give us lot, that when a ship will pass in the ocean, they call it a line in the water. You can never draw a line in the water. Anything you see big, a big storm kind of something after ship has passed. But within few minutes, you don't see that. So they call it, you cannot draw a line in the water. Same is called the hair from the butter. These are very good examples to remember that we all have to use one strength, one support, and see impossible become possible. And hair becomes It's like you just remove it as if you are removing from, but the thought has to be, the awareness has to be one strength and one support, right? Okay, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Good morning, Didi.
Good morning, good morning.
Good evening, everyone. Avyakti Parivar. You see, when you speak about just this one thing, for example, Didi, one strength, one support, it seems so easy listening to you. And when it comes to our own self creating that awareness, I think that's where we have to make it easy as well. And I was thinking, what is that in between step between listening and feeling this is right and this is easy, to generating that thought yourself in the midst of something difficult, you know? So what does it take extra from the soul at that time? I mean, I'm remembering what you said, but to actually feel it, one strength, one support. I think it's relationship with Baba, isn't it?
I think that one needs to maintain that thought. The effort is that I don't let go of this thought. So when you are able to do that effort, have trust in your effort also, that I am maintaining this awareness, and now I will see the success. Now I will see the result of that. So having that determination, just so your effort is to maintain one strength, one support, just this thought until last moment, and then see the result. As Baba said, impossible will become possible. But what happens that we give up at certain point, not maintain until the last moment, you know.
The
So if
consistency.
that effort can be accomplished, I think we see the result. Right?
So is that what Baba meant today by elevated effort? I think he was using the word elevated effort. And Baba is very happy to see the elevated effort of the effort making children. And further on, he was also explaining about our own faith in our own self. Is this that, aspect that he was talking about, that even though we may believe it, but momentarily believe it, but really to hold on to that faith and consistently and with determination use it when it is necessary. That's where the elevated self-respect also comes, right?
I think that it is also our faith in Baba and what he is saying it, that whatever Baba is saying is going to work. You come out of that picture in a way. But one thing, we shouldn't use word difficult too. Because when we belong to Baba, nothing is difficult. Everything in front of us become easy and possible. That's the Baba's power. That's Baba's magic. But we keep saying it's difficult, it's not practical, it might not happen, you know. We have all these different kinds of thoughts. But I feel that if you are clear and you say, no, that is what it is, and then make effort, you know. But we are making effort, but not with full conviction or 100% believing that this effort will bring the result. Which Baba is saying is the success, right? Because
So
But you yourself said elevated really means to have complete, total faith, no?
mm,
And just to have faith, then lose it, then have self trust, then not have it. If I have self trust, other time further should be more than now. Every time it should be little more, because we did experience that it works.
mm.
So if it works, then I should use it more, right? And I should apply it. And then I experience it, see the result of that. And
And
then we do it more and more.
mm, mm. So what I'm thinking is that, it's impossible to have that kind of self-trust without knowing Baba, right? And having that full faith in Baba. Would you say? I think you're
If we
right.
do not have faith in Baba,
Mm,
then it's the ego
right,
or overconfidence, and that could be dangerous.
right.
Out of ego, I can always do it. I am always like that. This I and without Baba definitely is little bit dangerous, right?
Mm, mm,
So there is ego, and ego might not work. It might collapse.
mm,
So that is why Baba has to be with me. And whatever I am doing is Baba's teachings, and
mm,
Baba's task. So Baba's teachings and Baba's task,
mm,
definitely there has to be a success, right? If Baba is Almighty Authority and we are adopted by Him and we are instruments for His task, every early morning when I wake up, I look at the whole world family, how big it is, how big it is. Any effort like, oh, we have to serve whole world, how are we going to serve? Oh, maybe we should do this, that. And I immediately remind myself that Baba immediately says, self-transformation is world transformation.
mm,
So instead of focusing on the world, which is quite a huge, I immediately focus on the self. It becomes simple, it becomes easy. They show now that once a teacher
mm.
put a world map into
So,
pieces and told the students to fix this as world map very fast, very quick. So they thought, how can you fix the world map so quickly? Which country, where? But he saw it on other side.
right.
There was the image of human being.
Mm,
Oh, he fixed it in 5 minutes. So internally, if you are fixed in the sense of appropriate and right and perfect, then to think about the world is very clear. But if we all the time think, oh, it's such a big family, but what is my connection with family? What family needs? Hmm. His love, his care, his kindness, right? And how you start with individuals, with 1, 2, 10, 20.
mm,
So you could see something very huge, and you could even start seeing it's not an easy task.
mm,
But as soon as you start from your own self and think of what Baba wants, I think you feel it's possible, it's easy, whether to give Sakash to the whole world
mm,
or to sustain the whole world. How do I am going to sustain the whole unlimited family? You start from your own self, right?
mm.
And when you start from the self, it's very, very clear then what has to be done.
Mm. I think that's what also Baba said today, no? Everyone to have this one thought. It's my responsibility. In other words, not to look at each other, but really to take it as my responsibility to work on myself and change myself. And then that one thought that we all can have together, that will make it not only easy, but also possible, however impossible it may be. Right?
Yeah, we looked at Brahma Baba, we look at Dadis, what they did, no? It's the effort of the self, right? Follow what Baba is saying, do it in practical. And I think that's your strength. That's your trust in Baba. That's something which will expand and emerge. And then also it feels it is possible. Otherwise, you might say it's very difficult.
And I remember you were saying earlier on also how we have this habit of making small things big, but now we have to learn to make big things small and simple. And I think this is also one of the methods that just think about your own self and your own part and what you need to do. And even if it's a huge task, but what is your little part in that and how you have to play that part, right?
Anything, even a project, project is very big, but to say, let's start from a part of it and then see how it works. Then your intellect becomes like lighter and your intellect start accepting. And lot of clear ideas come. Like I got this idea sharing with Brother Eric that the other part, what we are getting now, the new place should also be called Peace Village, not Happy Village. Because everyone will say, I want to stay in Peace Village. I want to be in Peace Village. So if we just say Peace Village, one big property,
Just an extension, right.
Extension, so that when something new begins, people want to experience the old one still, right? And want to be close. So I said, just call it Peace Village. It's extension of Peace Village in a way. So very beautiful thoughts come in the morning to see what will make it more practical and successful.
I think people in the world, when there is a state of mind where everything comes so easy and flows, they call it flow. I think that everything kind of fits with everything else that needs to happen and things just move very smoothly. So I think this is the only way that we can look at Baba's huge task and say, and still remain light, I think.
Everything begins with one break now first, then 10 breaks, then 20. But when we think of thousands, then we say, oh, it's a lot, right? But it is one step at a time.
There was something else that Baba was saying, I think, in the Murli about renunciation, and that kind of struck me too. And he was talking about renunciation as the ability to mold, I think. And that was interesting for me because these days, it's not that we have to physically renounce anything, but it's mostly to do with this, my way of doing it and my sanskar, my nature, and the renunciation. And he was actually connecting that to tapasya. So is this what we need to do more of in order for us to have powerful tapasya? Because in the early days, it was more about renunciation, physically renunciation. But now I think it's more about this subtle kind of renunciation. I was thinking about that and whether we need to be more and more aware of that kind of renunciation to even be able to remember Baba and be, none but one, for example, is it really possible, even if we have so many other thoughts about, differences and conflicts or some things that are not working? But when there is the ability to mold, then everything is settled down and you are free for Baba. Do you have anything to say about renunciation at this point in time?
One is that, let's say, approach. Conflict shouldn't happen. But what about love should increase? I remember one time Dadi Prakashmani, Ishu Dadi, Muniban, Mohini, they all came to London and stayed in the Oxford. So the place they were given, there were many rooms, but they decided all to stay in 2 rooms. Right? So that means Dadi, Mohini were in one room. They had 2 beds. Others all decided to be in one room. So they all wanted to go on the floor. And we keep saying, but there is 3rd room, there is 4th room. Why don't you all go and take 2 beds? They said no. And we were just surprised that, is it love? Is it to be together? There was something which was motivating them to renounce the beds, to renounce better facility. They said, no, we are fine. And I still remember sitting there and watching, let them decide. Because even we were saying it, it won't help them. Because there is some kind of feelings they have within themselves, which they want to do it in practical. So sometimes renunciation also comes from some kind of good motivation. We want to be together, or we want to share experience, or there's some thoughts are there. So there are certain scenes when you see them in front of you, and then you say, well, if you tell them first when they come that you all will have only one room, how will they feel? But when they decide that that's what they want, it's not renunciation, right?
It's a sweet feeling, right? And they're doing it with a lot of loveful and sweet feelings themselves.
So try to look into the positive and something which family needs more, instead of focusing on what is not working or need more renunciation. So renunciation and sacrifice comes when there is very pure feelings of achieving something. Then you don't feel it as renunciation, you see more as fortune, as fulfillment of something.
Right. I'm not sure if we have a little more time.
We have one question.
This aspect again that Baba was bringing out about how when there is faith in drama, you become an embodiment of solution. So how does that work? That this situation has come up, but then also there must be definitely a way out of it that is absolutely accurate. And Baba wants me to find that solution, which is going to be a solution not just for me, but for everyone. I mean,
because whatever happens, if you go and ask Avek Babdada, which I did many times, Baba just smiled and said, it's just to give you experience. It's just for you to help to find what is the right way. And I think then it becomes the attitude for us. We don't get caught up into situation or difficulty, but we immediately think, let's see what's the purpose, what's the solution. So our intellect, our mind don't get upset, disturbed, only keep talking about situation. It's very focused. when you just find out what's the solution, what I am supposed to do. This one shouldn't have done this, that one shouldn't do it, this shouldn't happen. We get so much caught up that we lose what I am supposed to do. Right. So I think if we remember that, there will be solution, there is solution.
Right.
But
I remember.
generally, we start raising fingers on each other, blaming each other. You didn't do. But what is right, let's do that now. So,
and let me be the first one to do that, right? Not even to expect the next person, but whatever is right for me, let me start by doing that. Because that's where the beginning of a new cycle, I think, right? Otherwise, we could be pointing fingers forever.
Right.
Yeah, I was thinking, Dadi Janki, for example, she used to have these question answer sessions, and when we used to ask her, how do you do this, or why this happens, she would say, what do you mean how? What do you mean why? There was no question as how or why. She said, this is how you do it, and you know everything. So it's like you really have to be in that stage of embodiment of solution, which means at least here it's very clear. Of course, the situation is coming so that I can actually implement that solution, right?
Right. Okay, everything okay there?
Everything is very okay.
Okay, these are the right words. Right, very okay.
Very okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Didi.
Om Shanti, thank you. So tomorrow is Monday and our schedule from Amritvila 3:30 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. Evening 5 to 5:15. Avekti Children Muli class 6 o'clock Bhatti will start, followed by Hindi series, English series and chit chat. Now let's remember Baba and take drishti from Didi.
आपके सहारे सा सहारा और कौन है आपके
Om Shanti, everyone.
Om Shanti Didi.
Om Shanti
Om
Didi.
Shanti.
Om Shanti Didi.
Thank you,
Om
Yakti
Shanti
Parivar.
Didi.
Thank you, Didi.
Didi.
Om
Thank you,
Shanti
Mama. Didi. Thank you,
Om
Mama.
Shanti
Didi.
Om
Shanti
Shanti
Bhumika
Shanti
Didi.
Didi.
Good night.
Vyakti Parivar. Thank you,
Vyakti
Baba.
Parivar. Om Shanti Bhumika Didi. Shanti. Om Shanti.
Become an embodiment of success. One strength and one support. No matter how many obstructions come, you have been receiving success on the basis of one strength and one support. And you will continue to receive it. When you have the company of the Almighty Authority, Father, all those trivial things end in such a way that it is as though they never existed. Even the impossible becomes possible because you have become the children of the Almighty Authority. All things are proved to be like pulling hair out of butter.
सफलता मूर्त बनो, एक पल एक भरोसा, कितनी भी रुकावटें आए, लेकिन एक बल एक भरोसे के आधार पर सफलता मिलती रही है और मिलती रहेंगी। जहाँ सर्वशक्तिवान बाप साथ है, वहाँ यह छोटी छोटी बातें ऐसे समाप्त हो जाती है जैसे कुछ भी थी ही नहीं। असंभव भी संभव हो जाता है, क्योंकि सर्वशक्तिवान के बच्चे बन गए। मक्खन से बाल समान सब बातें सिद्ध हो जाती है।